Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen!
Hello, yodelers. We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I'm your host today, Chiefeth, with
Jackie
and
Mickey Mouse!
Mickey Mouse, portrayed by Peter. And we have
Father Yodeler.
Oh, and today we have a good old-fashioned debate.
Debate.
We have two attractions that will be debated by Peter and Jackie.
No, I'm gonna do Mickey voice the whole time.
Oh, please don't. We've just listened
and it's the Ren and Stimpy Mickey too.
No, we just did Southern Princess Leia last week. Let's do something different. Let's hear your voice,
I
Peter.
do declare I am Mickey Mouse.
Well, I wasn't ready for that one. All right, so the debate will be with Jackie, who really likes this attraction, and she really dies on
She's
the
very
on this hill
passionate.
for this one. The Monsters Inc. laugh floor at
Yes.
Magic Kingdom at Disney World.
Yeah.
And then this will be battled against Peter's, one of his sacred cows.
It is. It's definitely one of my sacred cows.
Ones that you would die on the hill
I
for.
totally would.
He does on this. We teased him about it. Mickey's PhilharMagic
At the Magic Kingdom.
at the Magic Kingdom. Yes, you have to clarify that.
I do have to clarify that.
It's important. So, for those who are familiar with it, these two will be battling to try to convince Father Yodeler, myself, and the listeners which attraction is superior to the other. Who would like to begin?
Why don't you go first, Jackie?
No, I want you to go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Ooh, it's starting to get heated already.
Strike first.
you go first. No, you go first.
Father Yodeler's like, I love a good old family fight.
All right. So, Mickey's PhilharMagic is an amazing show that pulls at your heartstrings, that brings up nostalgia, and is very well written, very well designed, tells a story from beginning to end. From the moment you look at the building all the way through the gift shop, they're constantly telling you an amazing story, and obviously has excellent music to back it up. That's my opening statement.
Opening statement. Jackie, what is your opening statement without attacking
Right.
Yes.
Peter's? Just champion your attraction.
Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor takes a wonderful film into a interactive experience that guests can experience and to be involved with and enjoy good laughter.
Instead of bad laughter.
Silence.
Sorry, I was making a joke. I'm sorry.
No joking on the laugh floor.
Yeah, so guests can enjoy great family time, have a good laugh with their favorite characters and new characters in the AC.
Ooh, in the AC. We're just throwing that out there.
because
because
my
there's
theaters has broken AC.
I've been in a broken AC PhilharMagic. It is not
It's
so
not
pleasant. But it's not all the time. So, all right. Who would like to critique the other person's attraction?
Okay, I'll start. So we'll start with the origins of Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. This all goes back to when they were experimenting with.
Sorry.
Something's happening and I missed it.
You totally missed it.
Did somebody eat nerds or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to be all secret about it. Like, oh, I put this crunch.
The worst food to eat.
No, you drinking water is like, gulp, 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 gulp. All of you guys have done
All right.
it.
Sorry, Peter,
right.
go ahead.
All right, so the attraction's origins start from a very popular show called Turtle Talk with Crush. That's where the show has its origins. It was tested. This show was tested. They're like, oh, this is a really great technology. We can utilize this to create this new interactive show, but on a grander scale. And so they created Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. in response to them deciding that they needed to fill the void that Timekeeper was leaving, because I'll be talking about Timekeeper later, but they needed to fill the void of Timekeeper, the attraction that it eventually took over. But it fails to draw the same emotions, connections, and spontaneity that the original does. I think
The original time
of Turtle Talk with Crush.
Turtle Crush.
So it failed to replicate the same magic that
Can you
was created.
explain further of failing?
Yeah, where do you
The
get this information?
Turtle Talk with Crush is far more interactive than Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Turtle Talk is constantly talking to individuals throughout the entire show. He says, little girl up front, person in the back. Like,
But don't they call on people during Monsters Inc.?
but it's not the same. It falls. The vibe is different because the goal is to tell jokes, and a lot of times the jokes.
But they make jokes on the crowd. They do crowd work.
They do. Yeah, I get it, but I feel that like the crowd work that is done in Turtle Talk is far superior than what is done at Monsters.
Okay,
Inc.
so it's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
Okay, all right. It sounded
But
like you
I
were
don't see clips.
quoting
I
something.
don't see anything online where people are viral clips of people showing their jokes off online. I see a ton of Turtle Talk. I don't see any from Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
False.
Okay, whatever.
All right, so Jackie, do you want to rebuttal what he has presented as negative attributes to your attraction?
Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is very interactive with its guests. It points out different characters. It tells the story. First of all, it tells the story of Monsters Inc., which they point to guests to act out that role. For example, like someone's Sully, someone's Boo, like a little child is Boo. And they'll make them be like, oh, do peekaboo. Or they'll be like, oh, be invisible. And it's so fun because guests can be just put on the spot and be like, oh, what am I going to do? And they like disappear. Or they go on the floor. And also on the pre-show when guests are loading in, they are doing entertainment act where they're like, oh, random dance party. And then they put on random music and you go dancing. And that's just so fun and interactive with the guests.
I don't think I've ever danced in a queue such as that one.
Never seen that.
Oh, I've taken
seen
over at one where they panned over to a guest that was in front of me and they're like, random dance party, right? And they didn't do it, so then I started doing it and they panned it over to me. So I took that over.
Right, because your show depends on crowd participation.
It doesn't depend on it.
Well, it's a big part of it.
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, but I think it could do without. But I think
It would be really funny if the show only had just you and another person, and like, you're Boo, you're Sully, no, go invisible. And like that would be pretty comical to watch.
But like, why not have a show that depends on guests? It creates a uniqueness to each show. Each show is different. Each show has its own unique comedy. And there are viral clips. People have proposed on this attraction.
So how many?
People proposed during Lincoln. That's
I
not
almost-
saying much.
I almost proposed at the Casablanca scene and the Great Movie Ride just because our attraction just broke down. And I knew the guy who had the microphone, and I almost asked him for the microphone to propose. But I chickened out. I was
I'm
like,
just
"Whoa."
saying, if you go on YouTube and type in Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, it is showing people's experience on the show.
I'll type in MILF. I'll see what I get. Oh, wait.
How many viral clips are there of people on Mickey's PhilharMagic?
Well, that's not the magic. That's not the point of Mickey's PhilharMagic.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just trying to
I'm
compare
not
here.
trying to compare because that's comparing apples and oranges. They're two different types of shows.
Okay.
But I think it's Jackie's turn now to attack.
So you've
Mickey's-
rebutted. Do you have anything else for his attacks?
Or do you want to do? Or do you want to?
And now, do you have anything further to like rebuttal what he attacked you on, or do you want to go on and attack his attraction?
Oh, I can point out something on his.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
It's the same show every time. There's no uniqueness to
This
the
is
show.
the same show.
It relies on Disney nostalgia. The favorite songs, right? The Disney Renaissance. If it didn't have the Disney Renaissance, it wouldn't be much.
Do you recommend they have Chicken Little?
Well, and
We want the treasure planet.
well, what's the history of the show? It was originally Mickey's Review.
The Mickey Mouse review.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse Review, which was Mickey Mouse, and it was like an animatronic show.
Is that the one we went to in the 90s?
No.
What was that
it was
one?
Gone.
It was gone. I'm not sure.
What was the
which
one? We went to the one like
In
when we
92
visited.
was Magic Journeys, I think. in
Oh,
92.
yeah.
Okay.
And then when we went in 2000, it was the Lion King show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the show.
I don't think we saw the Lion King show.
I just remember seeing the outside.
Yeah, would be the closest thing would be the food review in
Oh yeah, Kitchen Cabaret.
Kitchen Cabaret.
Veggie,
In the land. Exactly.
Sorry, go on.
Yes. So the show originally was Mickey Mouse of an orchestra and different musical would go. It was cool because you had animatronics going on, and that's way cool. And then it did different shows because they were just trying to make something work more popular. And then what did they do? They go back to the original concept, but instead they make it screen related. And Disney loves doing screens.
Now it does.
Not as much as Universal.
That's true. In comparison.
Yeah, well, the new Universal, but it's different. But that's not what we're
They're
talking
still
about.
pretty screen heavy.
Okay, again, we're not talking about that. So Disney goes back and they're like, well, this was a really good concept, but we don't want to do animatronics, too much upkeep. We'll take the easy way out, do screens, and make people wear 3D glasses, which give me a headache. I don't know if it gives you a headache.
So this is your personal opinion.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting it thrown back. We're talking about your opinion now, right? Because it was just thrown at me.
There are many people.
Pate.
I have heard many people who do not like 3D glasses.
Okay.
Do you want to eat some more Nerds, Dad?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the history of Mickey's PhilharMagic. Okay, this is where I shine. All right. So we start off with the Mickey Mouse review. Okay, and what is it? It's very similar to what we have right now with Mickey's PhilharMagic. You got segments of Snow White, Cinderella, the Big Bad Wolf. You get these little segments where they're singing these classic Disney songs that pull at the heartstrings. It was so good that when they were building Tokyo, they're all like, well, Tokyo was like, we want it, and Disney World was kind of like, well, it's kind of old. We don't really want it anymore. So they sent it over to Tokyo, which was there for many years. And there's actually very good recordings of it. So you can still watch that one online. It's actually a pretty decent show. Then they bring in Magic Journeys. That was just kind of to fill the void because there was nothing in that theater. So it was a 3D movie. Okay. Then the next they did a Lion King show, which was very popular puppet show, but obviously got outshined by the Lion King show in Animal Kingdom. So that went away. So they needed a replacement. So what did Disney do? They took bits and pieces of all three things that were there. There you got a musical show. Okay. A musical show that harkens back to the thing that like really pulls everybody to Disney, and that's music. Whether you think it or not, Disney music is the key to a lot of Disney successes, especially with their movies. Like you look at some of their flops, a lot of the things that they have in common is their music is either non-existent or not very good. 3D, they had the 3D movie there, so they bumped it up. They made it a 4D movie. They added special effects, scents, things like that. And then with the Lion King, they put in a Lion King segment, so they actually pay homage to everything that was there before. So it's also a storytelling of the history of the attraction itself. So and it's not just screens; it has an animatronic, which is one more than Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor has.
Oh yeah, Donald Duck's butt.
Hey, it's there, and it's an animatronic, and it moves. So
It's a joke too.
it is. It is a joke. It makes people go, "Oh yeah, look at that. That's funny." So that's my rebuttal against what she said.
All right. Jack? Do you want to rebuttal anything that he's bringing up as weak, an argument? Do you want to question his logic? Was there something that he said that you're like, man, I don't know about that?
Oh, actually, I have one more thing because you mentioned something that if it didn't have the Disney Renaissance, it wouldn't have anything. They just added a new scene to it. They added Coco to it.
Oh, did they now?
They added a Coco scene to it. So to say that like it only relies on the Renaissance, it doesn't. In fact, how many Renaissance movies are in there? You got Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. But it still has, a Lion King. I guess Lion King's in it. But it's got Peter Pan. It's got Fantasia. I mean, it's not just Renaissance movies. And now it's got Coco. So, like, it has the ability to be more and to give us more. It can evolve. It can change. They can interchange scenes. They can do whatever they want to it and still have the same magic that it still has.
Yes, but the change that they do takes time. Unlike Monsters Laugh Floor, every time you go on it, it's different.
It is unique. I give you that.
Yep.
It's unique. It's comfortable seats. They have a pre-show where you can submit jokes.
I've had jokes put on there. It's really
It's so fun.
It's fun.
It's exciting.
If you do Disney jokes, you're more likely to get them in
Yeah.
there.
You feel like you're contributing to the magic.
Yeah, bar jokes don't make it in there.
No, they don't.
A priest
I saw
walks
lot of
into a
those.
bar. Oh no, that would get shut down every time.
It's great for all guests. I would say most guests are leaving that show laughing and enjoying their time.
Who's been around longer?
Mickey's,
When did Mickey's come out?
2003.
2003.
Monsters came out 2007.
That's not bad. So they've both
It's
have made
not-
it about 2 decades. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah. And what's great about Monsters Laugh Floor, they have holiday overlay.
How do they do the holiday overlay?
They do holiday jokes.
That's not an
They
they're just
have
jokes.
Probably have
Holiday-
Halloween jokes too.
Yeah. They do holiday decor, interactions, and different stories.
Okay.
So is the background in like the show?
It's like holiday, yeah.
They do
theme.
holiday themed. Okay, I thought it was just like they did a pumpkin joke. Did you enjoy that
No.
overlay?
It's-
That was amazing. Eat your heart out. I mean, that's a
And
big feat.
They're not advertising. We've got a holiday overlay of
Because
Monsters
Magic
Inc.
Kingdom
Laugh
is all about like keeping it throughout the year. Besides the castle,
Right.
Because like everyone in the Haunted Mansion was like, "Man, I wish we got the nightmare,"
Well, they
and
do
they're
a holiday
like,
overlay
"No."
for Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, they do the Jingle Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've been doing it lately.
Yeah, they didn't do it when I was there.
And I would say the Laugh Floor is so interactive that it's hard to take a nap. Unlike Mickey's PhilharMagic, you go in that soft seat, you just want to take a nap.
No, that's what the Hall of Presidents is for. That's where our kids fall asleep and are kidnapped. No, sorry.
Or the French Pavilion.
Please do not push leave. This is my country.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Okay. So you walk into Monsters Inc. and what does it look like? It looks like hard plastic.
It does look like
It
hard
does.
It looks like hard
It does.
plastic. You walk into Mickey's PhilharMagic, you feel like you're walking in and you're gonna watch a very sophisticated show. Like even in the waiting area, like you got these nice curtains. You get into the theater. It presents itself as this like, oh, this is gonna be like a theatrical experience.
But
And-
I
and that-
think you're just saying the theming matches what that show is.
And so Monsters Inc. theming is plastic.
Well, it
Well,
is kind of
yeah.
plastic. I mean, it is appropriate.
It fits. You couldn't do
And
comfortable soft
I would rather
seats.
sit.
Yeah.
I would rather sit in the seats in my theater than the seats in Monsters Inc. laugh floor. I mean, those are hard as a rock.
Yeah, you could sit in the seats, but the show will get old.
One thing I hate about PhilharMagic is that they always make you like scoot all the way down, scoot all the way down, and you really never get the good seat you want because they're forcing you to sit all the way in.
Probably because it's so popular.
It's actually equal popularity.
Oh,
And
where,
wait
where-
time.
Let me talk about popularity here.
Okay.
How many Monsters Inc. laugh floors are there in the world?
And there's one.
One. How many Mickey PhilharMagics are there in the world?
At least 3.
5.
5.
But that's what makes
The only park it's not in is in Shanghai.
But that's what makes Monsters Inc. so special. It's unique. You can only experience it at Disney World.
a diamond in the rough.
The only reason why it's still around is because they don't know what to do with Tomorrowland.
It's true. It's always been the curse of Tomorrowland.
But
That's
that
the
may- that
only.
I
doesn't
think that's
necessarily
the
mean
same
that's
for
the only
Mickey.
reason.
I
No.
don't think so. I don't,
No.
They wouldn't have added a Coco scene to it had they not believed in it.
It's
if they didn't
easy
want, if
to
they didn't,
add a scene to a digital scene.
are you kidding me? Do you know how much time, money, effort goes into putting that stuff in there? At that time, the Agrabah scene was the biggest 3D modeled scene that had ever been produced. You think that just like comes out of air? That's like,
Yeah,
oh,
just go into
I hit render
ChatGPT.
and
I'm
it
all
happens.
put
Like,
Coco in my.
this attraction took many years in development to render.
I'm not
make
questioning the
everything.
base. I'm questioning the additions.
But the fact that it can be. It can be anything.
So,
we can have an attraction
y-
10 years from now, and then you can add a scene to it.
So
and
your
it'll be just as
argument
fresh.
is it's more cost effective for change and spontaneity with her as
Well, the thing
opposed
is-
to yours.
The thing is, my attraction doesn't need to be changed all the time. It doesn't need a fresh coat of paint because, once you hear a joke once, that joke is no longer funny. And so you have to change it up every single time. Whereas Mickey's PhilharMagic, it can be the same show and evoke the same emotions as when you heard it when you were 5 to the time you're 20, the time you're 45, or you're 80. It evokes music, evokes the emotion that is key to experiencing anything, and it's the key to longevity in an attraction.
But when you go to Magic Kingdom and you go and do Mickey's, it's a one and done. Monsters Inc., you're more likely to do it multiple times because, oh, that was a really funny time. I would do that again, see if I get something funny, and I get AC. Or do I want to sit and watch the same show that I know the same thing is going to happen, and I can listen to the Disney Renaissance music that I can listen off my phone?
The thing with Monsters Inc. is there, if you look at all the attractions at Tomorrowland, it's really fortunate that they're all really bad. And so
it's around bad company.
it's around bad company.
And so it makes it look a little better.
It makes it look better,
It's a shinier turd.
but it's not a turd. I enjoy it, but I know it's one of those I have to go do it because it is
Unique.
unique and it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, it's everywhere in the world. And I was like, yeah, well, I've seen it there. I'll probably see it again somewhere else.
And something great about Monsters Inc., it uses entertainment cast members.
Does it?
Yeah, those are actors that are voicing the monsters. They're on the queue.
I thought they just had like little.
They're not like pre-recorded.
Well, they're not pre-recorded, but don't they like? Crush's voice is always the same.
They'll be AI generated soon, probably.
Most likely.
Not. I don't know.
It'd be funny. They're gonna be like commercials. They'd be like, like you'll see Turtle going like, "Whoa, bro, you know what you need? You need a plushie." And like, why does he keep pushing merch on us?
And to the Crush's voice, you do actually hear different Crush's
Is there?
voice.
I
Yeah.
think they're the same.
No,
No, they're different.
they're different.
You can tell.
I didn't know they had like
They are actors.
like they
know enough.
voice in like
Yep.
they I know they're people they're behind the voices, but it's one of those like I thought they just like speak into it, and it's kind of like the Chewbacca like mask or the Darth Vader mask. It has the one voice for all.
It's basically comedians doing improv in front of you. And who doesn't love an improv show?
I mean, there's some bad improv shows, but yeah, I mean,
The majority enjoy an improv show.
it is a fresh type of show at Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, PhilharMagic has that Disney magic.
There's the magical thing about it is it's storytelling, because the storytelling happens before you even entered the building.
How so?
Because what's the attraction called?
Mickey's.
Mickey's PhilharMagic. So you're going in like, oh, I'm going to see a Mickey show. And you go in and they're telling you, you're going to see Maestro Mickey Mouse. Okay, and so that's the expectation. And then you get in there, the show begins, and you realize, oh, Donald messed up, and Donald's going to get into shenanigans. And then the story transforms into something more. So, like, you're along for this journey from the beginning all the way to the end, even to the gift shop, because you see Donald fly through, you see the Donald butt, and then you see the other half of Donald in the gift shop.
Oh, I didn't, yeah, that's right. He is in the gift shop.
Yes.
And so, like, it's a continuous story. And the great thing about it is, like, you may not be a fan of one of the properties. You know, I don't like us. Like, we're not big Lion King people, you know, but we might like the Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast or Little Mermaid scenes. You know, like,
I do like the diamonds like floating out there. It's fun to see the kids are like, I want that one. It's
right.
fun.
And so, like, it appeals to more people than Monsters Inc. does, because if you don't like Monsters Inc., are you going to like Monsters Inc.? Laugh floor.
I'm not a Monsters Inc. fan.
I don't think
And
that affects
I never,
that.
I
No.
didn't. It does not affect because I've watched the second movie double the amount that I've watched the first movie, and I always enjoyed when I worked at Magic Kingdom. I always enjoyed going to Monsters because you would go if
But you like that world. But I'm talking about people who don't.
I didn't like the world. Like, I didn't like the first movie that much to where I hardly watched it, but I liked the second movie. But when I was there, it was before the second movie. If I wanted a unique experience, I always went to the Monsters laugh floor because it was fresh in comparison to Mickey's PhilharMagic, because I worked there and I had been on it like 4 or 5 times. After I've been
Gets
4 or 5 times, I
old.
was like, I've seen this. I don't really want to like be here.
The main reasons why you would go on that attraction is because everything else has a long wait time.
It's the same thing with Monsters.
It's the same thing with Monsters.
It's the
Yes.
same thing with Monsters. It's the same argument.
I think I see.
And I would
see
rather
the difference.
I would rather wait in the. We just did our Q episode. I think.
Yeah,
PhilharMagic
I would
has
wait
a
in
better
PhilharMagic
queue
over
Monster. I hate waiting in the Monster.
That's weird too.
Because
that
like they
queue
pack
is.
you in like sardines.
It's not
And
as
so-
a friendly atmosphere as it is in.
That carpet's really nice in PhilharMagic.
Yes,
You're
it
like,
is.
I want to
It's a
sit
little
here.
stanky.
I remember you're in Florida. Everything stinks with
Yeah.
guests. That never goes away with any attraction. Maybe with Soarin'.
In the Monsters Inc. queue, there are so many fun little Easter eggs.
There are.
There's
And
the
they do
bulletin
some fun
board
things.
in there, and they have pre-show jokes, and there's just fun little Easter eggs.
It does
from the
entertain
movie.
better it doesn't have the same feel as like Soren, where you're just like, oh, I hate this pre-show.
Yes.
Please don't make me go through this. Yes, to put his ears down. Oh, we'll laugh at the bald guy. Yeah, no, it's not the same joke.
But I would say the benchmark for any attraction is
Any
what-
attraction.
Any
Whoa.
attraction is, if looking at what came before, is it better than what came before?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You think Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is a better show than Timekeeper?
Absolutely.
If Timekeeper was so good, they would have brought
they
it
would
back.
have kept it.
Look at the,
Timekeeper is a 10-year-old attraction.
but look at the Iago show. If Tiki show was better than the Under New Management,
The only
they brought it back because it's the new one was not as good. So with it being there, not necessarily because it's better, but maybe financially it's
the only thing that was good about Timekeeper was the animatronic.
No,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
What do you have to say about that, Father
The
Yoda?
music is way,
Music,
way,
the
way,
story,
way, way better.
Robin Williams was awesome. I think
It's all the music for me for Timekeeper.
it's a beautiful show, and you watch it now like it's a good show. It's
It's not relatable to today's.
but it
Audience.
does Monsters Inc. When you look at the two attractions, like Timekeeper was far better of attraction than Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor ever will be.
Oh, I
Ever.
disagree. And first of all,
I think
this
if it was
is
that
not-
good, they would bring it back.
And first of all, this is not a debate between Monsters Inc. and Timekeeper. This
But
is
his,
a debate.
but his argument
But
is
my argument is does
the
it
past.
improve? And I think my attraction does. My attraction is a combination of everything that happened before into something amazing and great.
I think that's all opinion based.
Everything is opinion based. That's what a debate is. It's all opinion.
I think this is a great point in the argument when people get mad.
I know. Why are you getting so mad?
He's getting angst. Okay, so
It's like you're getting mad at. He's like, "Why are you getting opinionated?" Because that's what this whole episode is. It's about an opinion.
but she's gaslighting you. It's classic.
He's starting to look like Kermit the Frog when he
Wait, wiggles his R's? All right. I think we've got the emotion in there now with the arguments. Let's do closing statements. No talking from the other side. The other side can do one final, like, this is amazing and this attraction stinks. The other one stinks. All right, they can do both, but the other person can't talk. Who wants to go first?
You go. I started. You went.
Jackie goes first because Peter went first last time.
All right. Well, you may wonder, why do I love this attraction so much?
Why do you love this attraction, Jackie?
I have the very fond memory when I went to the park with Peter.
Ooh.
Ooh, trying to get me.
And one of my fond memories was we went to do Monsters Laugh Floor because I think everything was a long line, right? It was an easy jump in. And I think it was, I can't remember which trip it was, but
It was probably the one I wasn't there. When you went to go
Probably.
visit Peter when he was...
no,
It wasn't there when I was
open.
there.
It wasn't there?
Nope.
I thought you said
It
it was
might have-
2005.
Mine was
2007. Oh, okay. That's right.
I think it was around an event.
Okay.
But me and Peter went on it and we enjoyed it so much that we're like, we want to do it again because we want to be that guy. And we rode it and we experienced the show multiple times, and I had just a fond memory of enjoying it because we try to get a different experience every time, and that is why it's a key moment of why it is one of my favorite attractions.
Why it's important to you.
Because it is a different experience that you can experience with your family on multiple occasions and have a different experience that connects to you and create family
I
memories.
think
Do you
it does
feel-
a better job of that than the new Star Tours, and giving you a fresh experience every time.
Yes.
So you're saying you have a strong memory that is joyful with your brother.
That's an opinion.
So it invokes
But yeah, so
a strong family bond
it
memory.
it invoked a family bond, which grew to why it's so great. It's unique. It's as far as it's the only one show in Disney World. It is a different experience every time you write it. It's interactive. You get to enjoy other people's family smiles. It's so fun to see, like, when they pan over to a little girl and it's like, boo. They're like, oh, can you do peekaboo? Or when they do the little psychic thing and they're like, oh, get the antennas out. You put the antennas on the ear. Or when they're like, guess the number, and then you have to say the number out loud, even though he can hear it. it's just so funny, and I can recall back on so many experience of times of enjoy. People were proposed on this attraction. People have many YouTube videos on this attraction.
Silence. Silence.
Mickey's PhilharMagic. There's been fights recalled. There has been fights outside.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be quiet, but that was funny.
Yes, there's a newsletter
Does
of a
fights have
family
anything
fight.
to do with the attraction?
No.
Hey, silence.
No.
Jackie's got her rebuttal. No questions asked.
I mean, it could have been boredom. I don't know. Come on, I just had to throw it in there. It was so funny.
All right. Do you have anything else constructive
No.
you have towards yours?
No.
Okay. The floor is yours now, Peter.
Okay. So, this
The
attraction.
laugh floor.
Oh.
Okay. So this attraction is a timeless attraction. This attraction,
Which attraction?
Mickey's PhilharMagic,
Okay, just want to clarify.
can and has the potential to be there for many generations. It can be constantly updated. It does an excellent job of transporting you, teleport you to an environment. The screens, like, they have a wow factor, and that's its screen. Okay, I haven't talked about this, but its screen is its wow factor. Okay, because when you go in, you just see, the stage or whatever, and then the events happen, and you don't realize that the curtains have been raised, and this screen is, I wrote it down, 150 feet long and 28 feet tall.
Wow.
At that time, it was the largest 3D screen ever made. No cuts, no seams, nothing. It was, at that
Wow.
time, the biggest 3D screen ever made. And so, the first time you realize it's a 3D screen, it completely envelops you into your environment.
That's why you get that wow factor.
You get this wow factor, like when you
Silence.
Whoa!
I'll
I'm
go back to
surrounded
my nerd.
by, I'm encompassed by this atmosphere. You guys like to harp on, oh, but it's a one and done. I already did it once. But how many times do we go back and watch old movies in the movie theater? Have we gone back and watched Star Wars? How many times did we watch Star Trek in the movie theater?
A lot?
And did watching it more than once take away from your experience from that?
No.
No, it didn't. Why? Why didn't it take away?
It was fun.
It was fun. And the attraction is fun. My most recent trip, I went with my family, and I'm sitting next to a bunch of teenagers, and we watched the show, and as we were leaving, I was having a conversation with them, being like, I love this show, and it's my favorite show in the park. Like, people are still drawn to this attraction in large numbers. It still fills out. It doesn't go empty. I'm not saying anything about, you're giving me eye rolls here. Okay.
Jackie has said nothing.
She's giving me eye rolls.
She's holding her eyes open if you can.
They did so much work to make this attraction happen. They brought back the old animators, as many of the old animators as they could, so that they could get help to making all these characters in 3D animation as a beacon of history, music, and magic. And it has a finale that is 1,000 times better than the finale at Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Nothing beats, you've got, Mickey Mouse stopping the show and bringing the theater coming back to normal again. And like that finale is amazing. And it gives you that warm chill. Ba-da, ba-da. Like that closure is awesome. And the fact that they used original Donald Duck's voice, like they didn't re-record the new Donald's voice. They used original audio from Donald Duck, except for one line where he says a pie. Everything else was original Donald Duck audio, and they brought back all the old voice actors who were still alive, including Lumiere, which he passed away like a year after this attraction came out. So it was like his last thing that he did before he passed away. Was this attraction. So it is a beacon of history, magic, and music that no other attraction can hold a candle to. Any show, I should say.
All right, Father Yoder, do you have any questions for them?
I have no questions.
No questions.
And there's an animatronic.
Then there's an animatronic. I don't. I'll ask this: is there an attraction at Magic Kingdom that's better than your attraction? Like name attractions at Magic Kingdom that are better than your.
It depends on in what avenue. So like in when it comes to music, I don't think there is one. I think it's the best attraction when it comes to music in the park.
Father Yoder's thinking over there.
He's
I'm
thinking.
He's thinking hard. Okay.
The only one I can think would be like Country Bears.
No.
They just redid
Tiki
that
Room.
show.
Are you talking strictly the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, we're just talking Magic Kingdom. Like that was the question that was posed.
I just said, is there any attraction that you think
He said Magic Kingdom.
you would rather go on than that? Than the one you've been arguing
you would
for?
rather go
Well,
on?
as
yeah,
I said,
or
as I
do.
said, like,
Is there a better
there's different-
attraction?
There's different avenues as to why I would go to certain attractions. So it's like it's hard for me to be like, I'm picking this over Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay,
because that's
let's
a
be
roller
honest.
coaster.
Okay, we'll ask both Peter and Jackie. You're going to Florida. You have time to go to the Magic Kingdom, but you can only ride one attraction. What attraction are you going to? Be honest.
I'm People Mover.
Okay.
Honestly, probably Seven Mine Train.
Okay. All right. So the answer is yes. So they both would pick.
I was just
another
curious.
attraction.
I was curious on where it ranked with those attractions.
Yeah.
Can I add to that though?
Sure, if you
Sure.
want to.
So, when I went to Disney World, we started at Epcot, and last minute we decided to go to Magic Kingdom. We only had a little bit of time to go to Magic Kingdom. We did Seven Mine Train first. That was the first attraction. Second attraction, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Was part of that because we only have a little bit of time.
We
What can
wanted to
do?
do the attractions that were different that we could not experience at Disneyland.
And I will
Okay.
say this: the Mickey's PhilharMagic at Disneyland, I will never see that show there because the theater was not designed for that show. And so
True.
the vibe is completely different. I don't have the same feelings that I have in that theater that I do at Magic Kingdom.
So you're saying the show is only good because of the theater?
correct. The theater makes the
It's
show
better.
It's a better part of the show. It makes the show better.
To me, I would go see it at Disneyland regardless because I still get feelings from it that I
Sure.
still get there because of the music. The presentation is not as awe-inspiring.
Right.
But,
Because it's designed
It,
with the
it was
Muppets
built
in mind.
to the other. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I remember when they were like, everyone kept saying, "Oh, just put Mickey's PhilharMagic in there. Get rid of the Muppets." And I was one of those people too. And then they did it, and they kept saying, "No, we can't do it. The theater doesn't fit that show." And they said that for many
You have to
years.
reformat it.
And now that they put it in there, and I go, "Oh, I get it now. I understand." So
All right. We're going to give judgment. Father Yodeler, who made the more compelling argument?
Who made the most compelling argument?
Yes. And then who made the best compelling? And which attraction would you think is better or you would rather ride or experience?
Well, Peter definitely got the most emotional. Jackie got the most heartfelt in her presentation. So that's hard to say who gave the better one. The way I look at this, we're talking about apples and oranges here. We've got
Correct.
a
They are two
music
different
Yeah.
shows.
attraction, and we've got
A
comedy joke attraction.
Yeah.
So it depends on, are you a person that loves music, ever going to a comedy show? Well, then you should probably go see PhilharMagic. If you really like going to, watch the late night comedy jokes and you think that's fun, then you're probably going to enjoy the laugh floor more.
You're asking father to pick a favorite child.
I know.
Oh, well, I'm going
I
to go
know.
to the music because that's where I am.
Yeah. And
I've been to the laugh floor, and she gave such rave reviews of it before I went, and I kind of went,
Oh.
yeah, it's not really my thing, but she really enjoys it, so I'm glad she enjoys it.
And that's the funny thing is I'm more of a laugh person.
Right.
And so I'm all for it. And so when we go together, it's fun.
It's fun.
PhilharMagic, I've been with people where it's their favorite attraction and I'm like, it's okay. Like it just doesn't do it for me like it does for people that are like, oh, the music and the screen. I'm
Right.
like, I couldn't tell the difference at Disneyland. You guys are like, Disneyland is horrible, and I'm just like, meh.
I can't.
And see, it's
The
like,
reality is, I usually have to take off the glasses.
see, it's kind of like when they bring back the 70s Superman movie back to the theaters, and even though I have it on disc and I can watch it,
You
at
wanna
home,
see it on
I'm
the
gonna
screen.
go to the Cine Capri where
'Cause
I
the
can get
sound
the
system.
best sound system in the world because I want to hear John Williams music, which I find interesting because you just quoted the Sorcerer's Apprentice music, and I went, oh, that sounds just like da 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 da. It's Star Wars. I'm going, oh, did he just steal that from the Sorcerer's Apprentice? So anyway, I mean, that's where I would go, but I don't know that anybody's a winner or loser. It
Right.
really depends on what you want to do, and there's usually plenty of time to go to both because they're not usually long lines
No.
to go to either one.
You're usually going to both. If the park is busy, you're
You're
probably
going
going
to
to
both.
both.
You will go to both, yeah. I'm kind of curious. I want to go to the PhilharMagic because I'm like, people fight there.
Yeah, because people were fighting in line because they loved it so
No.
much. Yes, that's
It's-
what it
it's
was.
That
Usually-
wasn't the reason.
They were fighting
was
because they got
the news.
cut.
The news
They got
article was
cut.
actually over
Is
a
that why
a
we're
photo.
Was it on the Inside Magic?
They were cut of taking a photo over the 100 years emblem.
so next episode we need to bring the boxing gloves, and we'll continue part 2.
Making memories right there.
Right.
Well, that was it was. I was a little concerned at first. I'm like, am I not doing? Like, how do I invoke the emotion of a good old spirited,
Oh, I knew it was gonna get heated.
Yodeler fight, and you know
Well, it
what?
took
You
a
guys
while-
came through.
It took us a while to figure out what a good debate that I would be. I could
You
contribute
get the
in.
fire,
Right.
yeah.
And then like when I was like, oh, we can do.
Because Jackie and I have gone back.
You guys did the Haunted
Mansion and Pirates.
Yeah, I'm always the one that has the controversial opinion.
You do, yeah, you do. I think the next debate should be like, Epcot now is better than Epcot of the '80s.
Well, Epcot now is better. Oh, okay. Epcot now is in rush favorite now.
Really?
Oh, I think we got Father
I think
Yoder.
we got enough.
Father Yoder's gonna battle.
I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, so.
Well, it sounds like we're at a draw. We'll let the audience decide.
Yes. Audience, listeners, tell us what you think, or which attraction is better based on the arguments and that have been made today on,
Or your personal experience.
or your personal experiences. It all comes together with your comment on one of our social medias, or even email it to us. Is PhilharMagic better then Monsters Inc. laugh floor. We couldn't come to a conclusion. We are split, and we'd love to hear from you
For
on
the
that.
piece of the podcast.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because like we're about to break up over this,
it's the Yoko Ono of debates.
right?
I don't know. The Haunted Mansion one really gets under my skin when Jackie makes that statement. But, well, thank you for listening, and Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.